Welcome back, everyone. It's here. And today I've got some r/BestOf for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading you the posts, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Wait. Before we start, does this interest you? This distinguished gentleman is now live on Makeshift.com for a grand total of $30. Link in the description below. Make sure you snag one before the time expires because it's not coming back. By the possums, 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 by the possums. Now to your regularly scheduled program. This post was collected by Glumcraft4652. The original OP is Throw RA Clueless, posted to r/relationship advice and r/true off my chest. August 27th, 2021. My ex-girlfriend passed. Her family barely contacts me that she had a baby. There's no doubt her son is 100% mine because we had a paternity test just to be sure. Anyways, I, 27 male, barely found this out weeks ago. Only reason we broke up is because I had to move back across the country last year to help my family after my dad died from COVID. Didn't want to do the long distance thing, I was gonna stay there working for a bit. She never told me anything. Her mom says she didn't want me to worry about her all the way over there when my dad's family needed me more, and she was gonna tell me as soon as I got back. I moved back like a month ago. Only now I'm finding out not only that I lost her, they said there was complications when she gave birth, but we have a baby boy. Feeling a mix of stuff, and worst part is I can't talk to her about because I wish she'd told me. Her mom says they've barely been managing with him. They need help with him, and so that's why she reached out to me once they learned I was back. Of course he's mine, that's my responsibility. Still, it's hard not to panic. I'm still in shock about her death. Now I've got a son I need to take care of. Didn't even get to be a part of the first 2 months of his life. My family doesn't know about him yet. Hell, I still haven't met him yet. Her mom's only sent me pics. He's beautiful. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm scared, sad, and pissed off for some reason. I'm nervous as fuck about meeting him or how this is gonna go. Her parents will be around to help, but I know he'll be with me full time for the most part. Really, any advice I'll really appreciate. From new parents or anyone, honestly. What the hell do I do about all these new changes? Top/relevant comments. Evil lurker. Are you listed on the birth certificate? If you aren't, then not only do you have no responsibilities, you have no rights either. It could be very dangerous for you to take over the care of this child if you're not listed as a parent. Anyway, sounds like a mess, but you can do it. Lots of single moms in the world do it all the time. I don't know where you're located, but there are all kinds of resources for new parents, single parents, etc. One of the best places to start is at the pediatricians. Good luck! OP responds, not yet, but we're gonna look into getting that taken care of. Her parents want to help out, but can't have him full time anymore. User What Does It Matter comments, oh, I'm so sorry. Congrats on your son and being a new dad, but also I'm sorry for your losses. Your dad and ex-girlfriend. I can't imagine what you're going through. OP responds, it's been a lot. Barely have gotten by accepting my dad's death, and now here we are. We might have been broken up, but it was always with the chance of getting back together when I got back. It's crushed me. Then, with all this, our son? He's so beautiful, and I wish I was there from the beginning, so at least maybe there was some time to process and get ready for it. OP replied to a big comment, which is a mess and mostly just someone being skeptical about whether or not the child is actually OP's, and additionally listing off legal fees and the cost of college and a bunch of other stuff, including skepticism about the circumstances of her death. We already did a paternity test. He's my son. I already said that in my post. Also, unless she was cheating on me, which she wasn't since he's biologically mine, there's no way he isn't since timelines match up. I'm not going into the full details of her death here out of respect for her and her family. Update. 1 month later. All the info and advice you guys gave in my original post meant a lot to me, so thanks for that. Some of you wanted an update. What can I say? Shit's been chaotic. Finally met my son, and that was just a truckload of emotions hitting me all at once. Wasn't expecting it. My ex's mom had to take him for a minute because I was literally sobbing. It wasn't because I didn't want to be his dad or anything. It's one of those moments where everything hits you at once and only thing you can do is cry. She understood it though, and she cried with me. She's a sweet lady. One of those ladies that treats everyone like her child because of how caring she is. My son has my ex's nose in the shape of her eyes. That's what hit me more. Just because we broke up for the meantime while I was at my dad's didn't mean I stopped being in love with her. And now we have a baby together, only she won't get to be here to share that family experience, and I miss her so much. Gotta hold my son. Introduce myself to him. Me and her mom talked about the custody stuff, already got a lawyer for that to make the process easier. So everyone's on the same page. They let me stay over. Talked more about my ex, had a few beers with her dad. I stayed at their house a few days because honestly, I was still terrified of being left alone with my son because I had no clue what the hell to do with him. They were both really kind and patient about showing me how to change his diapers, feedings, how to give him a bath, rock him to sleep, how to install the damn fucking car seat in my car without throwing it on the floor. Her parents were nice enough to let me spend the night, so every time he woke up, I'd be there, either to watch her, how she does everything, then I started doing it. He's been with me almost 2 weeks at my place. Got mostly all his stuff with me. Looking for a 2-bedroom, but for now, he's sleeping in his bassinet in my room. It's been really hard, especially the first night I probably called her mom like 5 times within 2 hours because he would not stop crying. Then his pediatrician because I'm freaking out something might be wrong with him. Calming him down whenever he got fussy was my weak spot. Nothing I tried was working. Singing to him seemed to help a lot. Walking around my apartment and rocking him nonstop. It's still not easy. At least now I'm feeling more confident that I can handle the crying and not freak out enough to call for help. Taking time off from work again, so I'm here with him full time. I'm tired, I'm stressed, still got a lot going on emotionally, but I'm also happy when I'm holding him or making him smile. Honestly, the little stuff he does, even his cute little sneezes, makes me love him even more. Seems like he's starting to like me too. Almost everyone in my family has met him on Zoom. My mom's come over to see him. She's offering to do babysitting once I go back to work in another few months, so that's one less thing to worry about. I just wish my dad would have had the chance to meet him. I know they would have been best friends, and he definitely spoiled my son so much. And it's like my ex knew that too. She didn't know this until her parents gave me his birth certificate, but my ex wanted his middle name to be my dad's. So that was a nice surprise for me, that he's got his grandpa's name too. I'm slowly adjusting to his new life. Not easy. He makes it worth it. I want to be his dad and give him the best I can, the way my dad did with me. Fuck, man, I'm gonna cry. Top/relevant comments. User Daylar17. You're doing great. When my daughter was a baby, I called my mom in tears at 3 a.m. because she wouldn't sleep, and I couldn't figure out why. I felt like such a failure, but it's totally normal, and everyone goes through it. You're not alone. OP responds, oh yeah, that was me, my first night alone with him, and then it was over something small. My ex's mom asked, did you burp him? And I felt like such a shitty dad. User OK Breakfast 9531 comments, I'm in tears. I'm so proud of you and so moved by your story. Your in-laws sound wonderful, as does your mom. I'm so sorry for the loss of your ex and of your dad. She sounds like she was a wonderful woman who fully believed you would all be a family together. She clearly believed in you. I truly hope that when you get to the point where you can find love again, your future partner understands that your son's mom will always be a part of your family, and the same for her parents. Good luck, and enjoy the journey. He'll be grown up before you know it, so savor every moment. OP responds, she was the best, always made me laugh, super caring and supportive. I can only imagine what an amazing mom she would have been to her son. Think part of me is always going to love her no matter what. Right now, everything is still fresh. Thank you. I'm really glad to have all this time with him, so we can really bond. I haven't smiled so much than when we're playing together, or just being silly. User Just Reading 271000 comments, not sure what kind of job and or benefits you have, but you should check into getting paternity leave. Many places have extended benefits to people who have adopted a child, etc., or even qualify for bereavement leave. Your situation is unique, so talk to HR or look over your benefits. Hope he responds, yeah, I've spoken to my boss about this and gotten all the paperwork taken care of. He was really understanding and made the process a lot quicker, so right now, I'm on paternity leave. Not sure yet if I'll go back once that's up. Still have my annual leave to use, and I enjoy being home with him. Also gonna be looking to see if there's survivor's benefits for him. I make enough that we'd be fine on our own, but you never know for rainy days or school for him. User Lariat50 comments, "You're rocking it, Dad. Congrats on your little man, and never feel bad about calling the doc or nurse or grandma. They want to help." I remember those first few months. Oh, yikes. It gets easier, I promise, and it sounds like you have a good support system, which is so important. Make sure you get as much rest as possible. Opie responds, "Thanks. I don't know what I'd do without all the support. I'm grateful her parents, my mom, and the pediatrician are so understanding. My mom came over on Thursday to watch the little man. Told her I was gonna catch a quick cat nap. Ended up sleeping for 3 hours, but she says she didn't mind. She remembers those days." User NickIs84 comments, "There's nothing like holding a sleeping baby in your arms and watching their little contented face. And you're right. It's all the giggles and the sneezes, all the little things that make it all so special. You will learn what you need to be a great dad. You're already well on your way. Good luck." Opie responds, "The first time he fell asleep on my chest, I wanted to cry, but also didn't want to wake him up after 40 minutes of wrestling with him to take his nap. I enjoy those moments a lot. Thanks." Final update. 9 months and 21 days later. 8 months and 23 days from the last post. June 17th, 2022. My son's first birthday yesterday, and the anniversary of his mom's passing. Made it my first year as a parent. I'm so happy how far we've come. He's gotten so big already, I already can't believe it, but it was definitely bittersweet. His grandparents were there, so was my family, having a little barbecue together. It hit me when I was taking pics of him stuffing his face in cupcakes. I wish she had been there celebrating with us. I wish she could kiss his cheek covered in frosting with me, and being all proud we made it through our first year. Her mom felt it too, I know, because she also needed a moment inside. He still had a good day. Didn't fight his naps during the day, and he was knocked out before it was his bedtime. Again, when I was watching him sleeping, it made me wish she was there with me. This has been the best year of my life being a dad. It was still lonely without her. I miss you so much. Top/relevant comments. Ava May 234. Sending lots of love to you and your family. I know how hard it is because you're experiencing all these emotions over and over. She sees what you're doing, probably with a big smile. Proud of how you're raising him. He's too young for it now, but we have a tradition in our family to make sure my husband is still a part of celebrations. My girls will write notes to him, usually about their favorite parts of the year, and we put them in balloons and release them so they still feel connected to him. I try to always have a new story when they ask about him, which happens often since they were pretty young when it happened. We also leave a seat open for him. I know it sounds crazy extreme, lol. You could always have a bear made for him using her clothes if you still have them, so he always has a little piece of her. You're doing a great job, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Opie responds, "Thank you for sharing, and I'm deeply sorry for you and your kid's loss. It's been really tough. Talking about her to him is something I do a lot when we're just chilling. I want him to know everything about her and how much she loved him because she was the sweetest person in the world. That would be something I'd like to do in the future when he's older, so thanks for suggesting." Her mom made a quilt for him with pics of her throughout pregnancy and even the ultrasound of him. It's a piece of her he can have as a memento. I cried for like 10 minutes when she showed it to me. It's so beautiful. User LiveStand87. God, I am struggling with this one. User LiveStand870. Well done, my friend. Well done. You're doing it. Keep going. It gets easier. I bet that kid is seriously loved. Opie responds, "He's the light of my life, and I make sure he knows it every day. She might not be here, but my family and hers do everything to shower him with all the love we can give." User Stephanie482 comments, "Oh, she was there. Us moms never leave our kids or husbands alone for long. You kissed one cheek, but she kissed the other, and he didn't fight his naps because his mom was there. She was there with you too. She watched him sleep, and she watched you watch him sleep. You're doing just fine. She's proud of you, and I don't even know you, but I'm proud of you too. You got this, and if you ever feel like you don't, just remember she's right behind you. Can't see her anymore, but I promise she's there." Opie responds, "Wow, Thank you. I really needed this. Sometimes it's hard not to feel so alone wishing she could see this beautiful kid grow up. He's got such a personality already, it makes me hurt when I think about how much she would have loved to see him in those moments. And for him to laugh with her too when we're being silly. But you're right. She is. Alright, I'm gonna get stupid and sappy here for a little bit, but this was a weirdly comforting post for me. For those of you who may not be aware of, me, and who might be new to the audience and weren't aware of the monstrosity that was 2023, that was a difficult year for my partner and I. We had to go through a miscarriage, we had to deal with a lot of just additional stress and pain for things that were going on that are unfortunately very public, but I also had to deal with the sudden realization that the prospect of being a father was on my doorstep at some point. And it's been a common running theme throughout this channel of me being stressed or worried about that, because it's been something that's always been at the back of my mind, no matter what. And this has been comforting. It's actually put a few parts of my mind that have always been unruly and squirrely at ease, and knowing that it's actually probably gonna be a-okay. Also, sorry to those of you who might be tearing up during your morning commute, or who knows what you're currently up to. But, yeah. This post was collected by Direct Caterpillar 77, and their tagline is, "Of course, Satan is not a pogo stick." The original OP is "kicked me out of the game" and "throw RA devastated 1." Posted to r/relationship advice April 13th, 2020. My 21 female, boyfriend 23 male, of almost 5 years kicked me out of an online game to play with another girl. This might sound stupid and insecure, but it is what it is at the moment. Blame it on quarantine. Sorry for the length. There's this game me and my boyfriend play on mobile. He taught me how to play it a few months ago. It's a multiplayer game that you play with teammates. Sometimes we play together with other teammates, and often he just plays with his friends. He is slightly addicted to it, but it makes him happy, so I don't mind. A few weeks ago, he added this random girl from his town on Facebook. Then I saw him playing with her in the match. I thought it was weird that he didn't ask me to play because he usually does. So I asked him, and he said she's just someone he met on Facebook and it's no big deal. Okay, whatever. Later that day, while he's playing with her, he decides to add me to the team to play with them. The game allows you to use the microphone and talk with teammates. The second I got in the team and she saw, she said very shrilly and obnoxiously, "Who is this? Who's Ashley?" Ashley being my name. He told her I'm his girlfriend. What does she do? She leaves the game. I got mad. I asked him what the hell that was about, how she just left without saying hey or anything, and questioning who I was, then leaving at the mention of the word girlfriend. He told me it's not a big deal and that she had something to do or something. I let it go. Side note, I fully trust my boyfriend. That's not the issue here. Fast forward to today. Me and him are about to play, and he asks if he can invite her to the team. I said sure, willing to give her a chance. He introduced her to me by saying, "Ashley, this is X. She's a great girl. She studies X in college." Well, her attitude put me off, to say the least. I said hi to her. She said hi back. I tried to make conversation with her, to which she would respond in one-word answers. I tried to make jokes, and she wouldn't respond. Anything my boyfriend said, however, was met with extended responses, laughter, and jokes. She calls him by a nickname. They were bantering throughout the game, and I just felt stupid. Whenever he said something nice about me to his other teammates about how smart I am or something, she wouldn't respond. I kept my cool until the match was over and told him she was annoying me and asked how he doesn't feel that something's off. He said there's no girl in my eyes, but you, blah blah blah, but that's not my issue. She clearly has something against me and I'm annoyed that he doesn't see it or care. Anyway, right after that, we were all playing another match when he texts me privately and tells me, "Go ahead and study. We're going to call Jack to come play with us." Jack being a friend of his that I know and have played with before. So he ultimately kicked me out of the team but kept that chick in to play with him and his other friends. I was fuming. I told him I felt like he'd rather play with her than me. He said I knew you had studying to do, so I kicked you out. I didn't have any studying, because I had told him 20 minutes earlier that I'm on top of things and I'm doing okay studying-wise. So I felt like that was a cop-out. He said I'm overreacting. I probably am, but I'm still pissed. He's still playing with her at this very moment. I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm thinking of just leaving it be, but I'm so damn annoyed and I felt so disrespected by that girl. I realize I probably sound ridiculous, but maybe it's because there's nothing else to worry about right now. I just feel like he doesn't care about my feelings. We have a great relationship otherwise. I will admit I've been jealous lately and it annoys him. What is the right course of action here? Should I let it go or do I have a right to talk to him about it again? Edit. I'm so thankful for everyone's responses. I didn't expect this to get as much attention as it has. I have read every response and am trying to collect my thoughts before I talk to him. He's missing in action at the moment, so I'll update when I do have the chance to talk it out with him and see what he says. Thanks again, everyone. Heart emoji. Relevant comments. User Sanxi08 responds, sounds like they've been talking outside of the game as well. She seems to feel entitled to your boyfriend's attention, and that probably has something to do with his behavior towards her as well. Obi responds, I absolutely feel they also talk outside of the game from what I heard. I'm getting really close to the breaking point here, but I'm trying to relax. Sanxi08 responds once more, if it were me, I'd want to see the messages and make him cut her off completely. No talking and no playing either. I know a lot of people will say that sounds dramatic or whatever else, but her behavior clearly indicates that she's being shady behind your back and you shouldn't have to deal with that. Death Bahamut XXX. Talk to him. He's getting into emotional affair territory and the girl either wants him for her own or wants him single so she gets all his attention, and he likes that a girl wants his attention. That girl has girl on the internet syndrome, and it will cause issues in your relationship, especially if he complains about you to her, because she will be there, hyping up any negatives and tell him he deserves better, and she will be there for him. It's fuckboy 101, but it works. Have a serious sit-down relationship about boundaries and try to frame it as unaccusatory as possible, because if he gets defensive or defends her or tries to blow you off, he might be too far gone. User the teeniest bell comments, quote, especially if he complains about you to her because she will be there hyping up any negatives and tell him he deserves better and she will be there for him. It's fuckboy 101, but it works. A similar thing happened with my cousin and his wife, where my cousin's gaming friend used my cousin's complaints as leverage to try and derail their relationship. I'm not saying that this girl is trying to do that, but I think this isn't uncommon. Also, as someone who plays a lot of online multiplayer, and I've had partners who were also gamers, I would be really worried and uncomfortable by this situation. Of course, I'm only working off what I've heard from you, but I think your boyfriend is being a bit unfair and dismissive. Maybe he'd rather brush it under the rug than handle a confrontation that would stem from addressing the situation. Regardless, I don't think you're being stupid or overreacting, and I really hope your boyfriend doesn't make you feel that way. Obi responds, thank you. He does dismiss it when I ask by saying I'm overreacting and worrying for no reason, which makes me feel like there really isn't anything for me to worry about and that I'm just being crazy. I don't feel like he's manipulating me because he's always been super honest with me. He's never given me a reason not to trust him. He tells me she's just someone who he plays with, and that's all. But the vibe just felt off together with him kicking me out, so that's where I feel strange. Update, April 18th, 2020, 5 days later. First, thank you everyone for your responses. I read every one and took everyone's insight into account. You were all very kind. Heart emoji. This is a positive update. I know in my original replies I seemed dead set on breaking up with him, but I'll explain what happened. After we both calmed down, I told him we needed to actually have a talk about what was going on. I was still super upset and cried. Once he realized how bad it was making me feel, he apologized profusely and admitted it must have made me feel like crap. He said she truly means nothing to him, and that she just became a part of the gaming group with him and his friends. He told me when he kicked me out, he truly thought I had work to do. I told him that wasn't his decision to make, that I could have left if I felt I had work to do, and he agreed and apologized. I told him that the fact that she plays with him and his friends so often made me feel like I was second best, and he took full responsibility for making me feel that way. He felt really bad about me feeling excluded and wasn't really thinking about how much it affected me. I asked him how he would feel if the roles were reversed, if I found a random guy to play with, kicked my boyfriend out of the game for this guy, played with him for hours on end every day, and ignored my boyfriend for him. He said he wouldn't be happy at all and would lose his shit the same way I did. So he finally understood where I was coming from and was nothing but apologies and asking how to make it right. He said he'd do anything to remedy the situation and make me happy about it. He said if I wanted him to stop playing with her completely and end his friendship with her, he would. He said I'm the most important thing in his life and no game or girl could get in the way. I didn't tell him to stop playing with her, but I said I would like to be more included and called to play the same way he was doing with her, that I should be his first choice, not some random girl. He agreed, and now he calls me to play with his friends multiple times a day, plays with just me, and hasn't played with her nearly as often. I don't mind if he does though, since we cleared the air. He said she is truly nothing but a casual friend and makes sure to mention me during games. I also told him her disrespectful attitude towards me bothered me, but he told me she's just shy around people she doesn't know, me, and that generally she barely talks during the games, and also that she has no one else to play with, so she likes to play with them. He said to me, "Babe, aren't you beautiful? Aren't you smart? Aren't you successful and sexy? You're all of those things, so a random girl on a game shouldn't have you doubting yourself." I told him it wasn't that I was doubting myself, but that I was feeling disrespectful by this girl and how she obviously has a thing for him. He said even if she has a thing for him, that he has me as his queen, so he'd never look anywhere else. I'm not gonna lie, this is not passing the sniff test for me. He apologized for telling me to leave if it bothered me so much and said it was something that slipped out in the heat of the moment since I kept nagging about it and he got annoyed. I feel better now. I do want to make other friends to play with so I don't feel so dependent on him, but I feel better about the whole situation. Thank you everyone for your help. Heart emoji. Edit. Well, this has certainly been interesting. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to respond, good or bad. I want to address the comments that are calling me naive and a fool, and that he will totally do it again. While the situation has been resolved for now, I'm not blind and will continue to be cautious and keep an eye out for any strange behavior. If I see him doing the same crap as time passes, I'm out. I'm not a doormat. I know a lot of you think he's manipulative and told me what I want to hear, but it's hard to convey tone and 5 years of relationship into one Reddit post. If he does prove to be manipulative, I promise I will leave. Thanks again, everyone. Top comments, Big Bucks Quadruple O 3. Judging by your prior post, it doesn't seem like the girl is shy. She calls him by a nickname, laughs at his jokes, and engages with his friends. When it came to you, she just ignored you. That's not being shy, that's being rude. I wish I could have your optimism, but other than him placating you, there's nothing that has changed. He offered all these things because he knew you wouldn't take him up on the offer, because you would think, I'll be the bigger person. There's no need to go this far. Then he accepted that he made you upset, tried to deflect the issue into your insecurity. You didn't bite, and he moves on to brushing off the issue with, even if she does like me, I wouldn't cheat on you. He knew what he was doing all along, and honestly, he probably weighed the options and chose the safer one. User Lerv Slurg. This is bullshit. If she means nothing, why was he texting you that if you didn't like it, you could just leave him? He's enjoying the ego boost and you're letting him string you along. Not to mention the, babe, aren't you this and aren't you that? Why are you letting her get to you? Is so insulting. He's the one who's prioritizing his ego over your feelings. Ugh, gross. Update 2, August 26, 2020. 4 months later. I deleted the account I made the original posts on, so I don't have the links to them. I'm not sure how many people remember, but it got a lot of attention around April when I posted. Quick recap for those who didn't see them. My boyfriend of 5 years kicked me out of an online game to play with another girl. The one time we did play together, she would call him nicknames, ignore me, and just generally be rude. I knew something was up, but he convinced me it's all in my head. I ended up leaving him. We got back together shortly after my post. This was in April. I continued to be suspicious of this girl. Strange comments she would leave on his social media, weird behavior on his end. Told me he has no text with her, and doesn't talk to her at all when I'd ask to look through his messages with her. Said he hasn't talked to her in months and forgot what she looked like. I'd find him on the phone late at night and he would tell me it was his male friend. Whenever I'd ask about her, he would tell me I'm being insecure, I'm overthinking, jealous, that there's nothing going on, that he would never cheat on me, that he deserves all of my trust, and to not worry. In my original post, I mentioned how I knew he would never cheat on me because of how much I trust him. My gut was telling me something was wrong the entire time. Yesterday, the girl came to me with proof. She confessed to it all. She gave me all the screenshots, pictures, the works. They were in a relationship the whole time. He told her he only talks to me once a month. When he would offer to delete her off of social media to make me happy, he would go and text her, apologizing for doing so, saying he really had to. She showed me screenshots of that. Every time I'd ask him, he would straight up lie. Seeing the proof made the world come crashing down on my head. The girl was laughing up a storm on the phone. She was happy that she was a homewrecker, basically. It was a terrible, terrible phone call. He broke down when I confronted him. He cried more than I've ever seen him cry before. Said he would die if he lost me. He attempted suicide with me on the phone and I had to call for help to get him medical attention. Said he can't imagine a world without me in it. Should have thought of that before. I'm destroyed. My worst nightmare. I never dreamed he would do this to me. He says it was all a big mistake. For 6 months though? 6 months of phone calls, romantic exchanges, a couple of outings, photo exchanges, late night video calls, straight up directly lying to me and making me feel like I was crazy? Gaslighting me this whole time? I can't believe it. I feel like I'm dreaming. Trust your gut, and for fuck's sake, don't let anyone tell you you're overthinking or jealous. If you feel like something is off, it is. It fucking is. Edit, I'm so thankful for everyone's support and kind words. Repeat after me, ladies. I'm a bad bitch. Much love to all. Edit 2. Reddit never ceases to amaze me with its kindness. Bless each and every one of you and your kind words and support. Each comment has truly helped me feel a little better. Lots of love. Edit 3. Thank you so much for all of the awards. Hugs to everyone. Heart emoji. Final comments. User, I love dust. Comments. Please tell me you broke up with him. The amount of manipulation that you had to endure is insane. Then after you called him out, he still tried to manipulate you. Get out and away from him. Him and that homewrecker deserve each other. He made his decision clear when he was messaging her, kicking you, etc. I hope you find some peace and happiness after this. Hope he responds, I did leave him, even though I still love him and the pain is indescribable. But I have enough self-respect to leave. SD Richmond comments, honestly, I would text her and tell her how he acted when you confronted him and tell her good luck with all that. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'd still probably do it. Hope he responds, oh, I did. I sent her a good long message to get her off of her high horse. He also went off on her and told her that she means nothing to him, and that if me and him break up because of her, he will ruin her life. So I'm sure she got the message. User anxiety mess of a woman comments, I'm sure it was satisfying to know that he went off on her, but you clearly dodged a bullet if his response to being caught cheating is to threaten his affair partner. Clearly, he blames everyone but himself. One of my personal biggest red flags is when you're in a romantic relationship with someone and they start venting grievances about your relationship to a potential romantic partner. Because in a sense, at least to me, it's almost as if you're advertising that you have problems in your current relationship and you're looking for a change-up. It's something that we saw in this post here, and it's something that I've dealt with a few times in my life. And I'll always be in the mindset that if you have a problem with your partner, talk with them about it and have a discussion before you begin venting to another about your issues, because that doesn't solve any issue within the relationship. It just opens up more doors for hurt and potentially even just flames your partner for shit they can't even defend themselves for. Because hell, you could also be equally responsible for grievances within the relationship, but you're currently spewing a one-sided argument to those that you're, well, speaking with. Those being that potential romantic partner. It's one thing to vent to a friend and get advice for how to move forward with the relationship or to have a conversation. It's another thing entirely to vent these things to someone who has a potential romantic interest in you. That's what I mean by a potential romantic partner, by the way, is someone who has a romantic interest in you, even if it is one-sided. Don't forget, today we're launching the 3 opossums in a trench coat blush. Coming live at fucking, yeah, But you should definitely buy this blush. It is totally not 3 opossums in a trench coat. Totally not. You should definitely allow this completely non-conspicuous, oddly shaped, distinguished gentleman into your home, who will certainly not lay claim to your pantry. This is in fact 3 opossums in a trench coat who will in fact lay complete desolation to your fridge, pantry, and potentially garbage. On sale now!